Okay. Hope you guys can you guys hear me now? I hope so. Can you guys hear me? Anybody? Okay, cool. Um Sorry about that. My computer just had a meltdown and then my phone didn't want to let me on and now I don't know where I put all of my notes. Ah, crap. Hang on guys. I apologize. I got to figure out where I put my notes now. For heaven's sakes. There we go. That was a rough start, wasn't it, guys? I apologize. Good morning. This is AKA Heather Joy. You're on the lifeboat. I apologize. I don't know. My computer looks fine now. I don't know what happened, but anyway. Okay, before we get started, I just want to run through the rules that we have here on the boat. Number one, it's not a political channel. We don't discuss politics in the chat or the comment section unless Tommy does it. Number two, no religion. I mean, this isn't a religious channel. It's fine to say, offer to pray for someone or to say things like, I couldn't have found sobriety without God. That's fine. But if you wander over into that territory where you're telling people that your God's better than their God or anything like that, yeah, that's right out. The third one, please refrain from swearing in the comment section and the live chat. As Tommy always says, if you can't control your mouth, then you can't control your life. And the fourth one, there's absolutely no trolling, no being mean. You will be banned if you do that. And then I'm going to add my requests. The first one, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. The second one, please exit out of the chat just for a second and go hit that like button. The third one, if you like what you see, please share it. And the fourth one, oh, please, I apologize, guys. Please come back afterwards and put a comment in afterwards on the show, because that really helps push this out. And we really want to, reach as many people as we can. So there you go. Anyway, I found something really cool last night. This is not what I was going to talk about, but I found something really cool. But before I get to that, I got two other things that I was surprised to find. The first one was some news, and I talked about, I brought it up before. I've talked about that drug Ozempic, the semaglutide, I believe is the generic name. I think Ozempic is for the diabetes, and Wegovy is supposed to be for the weight loss. But anyway, there's an interesting side effect that some people are noticing. I was really concerned because I was hearing some patients were complaining that it really sent them into a bad spiral of depression. I mean, serious, deadly kind of depression. And so that scared me. So that's why I mentioned something about it before. But now there are some people that are noticing this interesting side effect. I watched a girl talk about it last night. She has noticed that after she started taking, I think it was Ozempic that she was on, after she started taking after a few weeks, she noticed she didn't want anything to do with cigarettes or vaping anymore. She had absolutely no desire. And other people have made comments that they don't have the desire to drink anymore, or people in Britain that are on it, like one girl was saying something about she goes to the pub routinely. I mean, everybody hangs out at the pubs there, and rather than drinking all night, she was just happy with just one beer, and she was good. There seems to be something, one of the side effects where it's doing something as far as. Sorry, my chicken's having to fit in the other room. Yeah, I keep a chicken in the house, guys. I really do, because she's in kidney failure and she can't walk and all that. Anyway, she's having a meltdown because she's not here with me. Anyway, it just sounds really weird in the other room. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it seems to be a side effect that. It's doing something to addictive behaviors. It's curbing them, and the pharmaceutical companies are not doing any kind of research into whether or not this would be effective at all with addictions. But they have shown. I read a study last night that was saying something about. In mice, no, not mice, and rats, I don't remember. But anyway, the animals that were on the drug, they didn't want alcohol. And I'll tell you, my chickens, we ferment grain to feed our chickens, and they love it. And my cat will drink the water out of it. So I know animals really like to drink. I've seen it. But anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. That who knows? That's really interesting. They think that it has something to do with what did it say? Something about you just don't get the enjoyment out of it. You don't get the enjoyment out of drinking. And so I know that they are going to be doing studies with mice and fentanyl use too, and that'll be interesting to see what comes of this. I just thought it was exciting. The other thing that I saw last night, and didn't surprise me, but I was just happy to read it. It was a study that was just published in Neuroscience, and it was Signpost that actually reported on it. But the study was showing that muscle contraction releases these chemical signals that actually promote brain development. And basically what that is saying is that, the study was just highlighting that physical activity is really good for mental health. And I already knew that, but it's really cool to see scientific evidence to back it up. I just thought that was really interesting. Anyway, I found something really, I was excited last night when I came across this. We all know, well, maybe we don't all know. Those of us whose drug of choice has been opiates or opioids, we know what keeps us very often, stuck in that addiction. And that is the fear of going through withdrawals. It is painful. It is miserable. It's just miserable, and this could, I was looking again over, the most commonly prescribed opioids as far as prescription stuff. And these, let's see, were codeine, hydrocodone, that'd be like Vicodin, hydromorphone, that's Dilaudid, methadone, meperidine, that's Demerol, morphine, oxycodone, that's like Oxycontin, tramadol and profoxifene. But then, on the streets, there's heroin and fentanyl as well. Those are all, that's what gets us into problems if we are addicts, and it really is, it's miserable when you're trying to get off of it. And I was just going over all of the symptoms, that you get when you're starting to go through withdrawal. They're not fun, guys. For those of you who haven't experienced it, I'm just going to read over the symptoms really quick. Not fun. The early symptoms of withdrawal, and this would be when the last dose of the narcotic that you took has worn off. You start to go into these early symptoms. You'll experience agitation. Agitation is just extreme arousal. It's usually both motor activity, you're moving your body around, and you're speaking, like you're very verbal, just a lot of agitation, a lot of anxiety, muscle aches, increased tearing, your eyes are really watering. Insomnia is a big problem. You get a runny nose, sweating and yawning. Stomach aches are another one. Your pupils at first will be very constricted. When you're going through the withdrawals at first, your blood pressure, in the early stages will really jump up, and your blood sugars will also be elevated. And none of that's fun. But after, what is it? You start going through all of that, but anywhere between 2 and 4 days after your last dose, if you haven't had any more and you're going through this withdrawals, you're going to start to get abdominal cramps. And they're not fun. That's something else. Diarrhea that is uncontrollable. You crap your pants over and over. It's very unpleasant, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't really control it. You're at this in these late symptoms. Your pupils aren't constricted anymore; they actually dilate, and you'll end up with goosebumps all over your body. You're going to have lots more nausea, vomiting. You're going to have joint pain and bone pain, and that bone pain hurts. It hurts. And your blood pressure at that point is just all over the place, up and down. And then you start to experience depression too, and these are they're not fun. They are not fun. Any of you who have been through this, not fun. So I found this thing that they call the morph. And I don't know if any of you saw, I put it on the community tab. I posted 3 pictures, and I'm glad I did, because I was hoping I could show you guys, just share my screen on my laptop and show you guys all of these pictures, but yeah, that's not going to work. So I'm glad that I stuck those on the community tab if you want to look at them. But it's this device, and what's crazy is this device was cleared back in 2018. I think it was May 2nd of 2018. This device was cleared by the FDA to be used. It is a percutaneous nerve field stimulatory system. That's what it is. These are, they use these devices in pain control and chronic pain, back pain, all kinds of different pain. Now they've used them, but this one is quite different, because this is used for opiate withdrawal. And I've never heard of it before, even though it's been out, since 2018. It is 100% drug free, and if you look on the community tab there, the first picture is the device itself, what it looks like, and it's just a little thing. And if you look at the other 2 pictures, you can see that it's behind the patient's ear. It's a tiny little thing. What they do is they take that little device and they glue it to the skin behind it's actually your left ear, where they put it on your left ear. And then it has these 3 leads and then a grounding wire. And the end of each lead has like a little electrode, more like a needle, but it delivers these electrical impulses through them. And this thing is amazing. It reduces severe withdrawal symptoms. Once the device is attached, and the electrodes are, I get some metal up there, yeah. Anyway, once they're put in the ear, and it starts to work, in about 20 minutes, your symptoms are controlled about 60%, and they're controlled about 80% in about 60 minutes of use. I mean, this is it. There are no drugs. You're not taking methadone, you're not taking Suboxone or buprenorphine or anything like that. This is drug free, which just blows my mind. But it really works. I was blown away. I sat and watched videos on the I put the website for this device is, I think I put it in the description box if you want to go and check that out. But I was watching the videos that they've got on there, and I was blown away. How does it work? Well, if you look on, let's see, if you look on the website, or if you look at the community tab, the first picture there with the patient, it's got the device behind his ear. The first picture, they are just actually using a little device. It's what is it called? An impetus meter. They use it to find nerve endings. And so if you look on, and if you go to the website and you look at the video, you'll see them using this little impetus meter, because they're looking for the ends of the nerves, and the device will make a noise when they find the right spot, and they'll mark the spots. And there are cranial nerves that they're going to put these electrolytes in. Electrodes, boy, guys. And like I said, there are 3 areas where they will put these electrodes into your ear, and there's one on the back, and I believe there's 2 on the front. Once they find the exact spot where they need to go in, then they just there's these little needles. They just push them right in through the skin, and that's why it's called a percutaneous device, because it means through the skin. So these needles are going through your skin so that they can stimulate these nerve endings, but they stimulate cranial nerves. And what am I missing here? I'm going to make sure. Okay. Let's see, it is the 5th, 7th, 9th, and 10th cranial nerves that are being stimulated. Now, what's really cool is when those nerves are receiving the stimulation, you have 85% control of the brain as far as the brain's ability to transmit pain or pain symptoms. So you have control, a lot of control over the pain, so that the patient is not feeling, all of the pain that you get when you're going through withdrawal from opioids. And that, to me, that's just incredible. Now, what it actually does is when the cranial nerves are being stimulated, that stimulation enhances the release of neuropeptides that are in a patient's central nervous system. And these neuropeptides, what they are chemical messengers. They're comprised of small chains of amino acids. So they're basically proteins. These are sorry, I can't say that word, synthesized. They're synthesized and released by nerves, okay? And these neuropeptides will bind to specific receptors that alleviate the physical symptoms of withdrawal. So it's total drug-free way to get through the withdrawal. And let's see, the device has it's controlled by a battery. You don't charge it. There are three little batteries, and the device is supposed to last for 10 days. Now, from what I understand, usually um, you need that treatment from that little device anywhere from 4 to 10 days, usually. But I was watching some of the testimonials, and they had this girl on there. She had been an opiate addict for, I believe, 12 years. And then she was on methadone for, I believe, 5 or 6 years, something like that. Methadone is a very heavy drug, and it is so difficult to get off of. And, it works really well for, eliminating the cravings, and it's also a really good painkiller, but it is a very heavy drug, and it's also something that you've got to take every day. And for how many years had she been on that, where she had to go every day, and to take that medication? And that really limits where you can travel and what you can do, when you are stuck having to get your methadone all the time. So this is an amazing thing. And anyway, this girl that I'm speaking of, I believe it took her 17 days. I think it took her 17 days, because she had been an addict for so long, and then she had been on methadone for so long. So for her to get everything completely out of her system and go through with the withdrawals, it took her longer. So she ended up having to use 2 of these devices. But it was showing a video of her, and she was with her husband, and they were driving somewhere in the car, and she's just sitting there in the passenger seat, where she should be sicker than you can ever be. She should have been in so much pain and been puking and just miserable and just, and she just sat there smiling, and her husband kept looking at her like, is this for real? I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I was really surprised. I thought, why have we not heard about this before now? I don't know. No, it is what I can't. I tried to find out everything I could late last night about this. And I actually, today, I want to get on the phone. There's a number that you can call to ask questions. I want to get on the phone and find out everything I can about this device. But what I did find out right now is it is a Class 2 medical device. And what that means is that anything that is a Class 2 is supposed to be be a moderate to a high risk to the patient if they use it. But you know what? Powered wheelchairs and pregnancy test kits are also a Class 2. So I don't think it's all that risky. But if a patient has a pacemaker, or if they have hemophilia, or if they have a condition called psoriasis vulgaris, or if they're on blood thinners, then you cannot use this device. And as far as the pacemakers, that totally makes sense. You don't want to have another electrical stimulation going on and messing the rhythm of your heart and everything, where you've already got a pacemaker doing that. Anyway, like I said, it usually takes anywhere from 4 to 10 days, usually, for to detox. And so most patients only need one device. Now, I don't know where this is available, except for in Louisiana right now. But I was trying to find anything else I could last night about where is this available, and I couldn't find anything except for this one place in Louisiana, and it's what is his name? Bryant George. Yeah, Dr. George. is using these devices to help patients get through the detox part so that they can move on to the rest of their treatment. Let's see what else I found out. You can't get it wet. There was a girl that I saw in one of the videos. There was a girl that had the device attached to or behind her ear, and the wires hooked up and everything. And I believe they tape the electrodes into place, and then there's the grounding wire and just all the wires in general. They just kind of put a piece of tape over the area to kind of hold it all together. I guess the other reason the only other thing I can think of where you couldn't use it is if you are allergic to the adhesives on the tape and the glue that they use to actually stick the device to you. But there's a girl that did get it wet. She took a shower. I don't know why. When they tell you don't get it wet, she went home and took a shower, and it got the batteries wet. It didn't shock her or anything. It won't do that. But the batteries got wet, so it wouldn't work. And so she had to get back into the clinic, and they got it dried out, and they got the contraption going again. But let's see, I watched another video last night, and the gentleman that they were going to be implanting this on, he came in and he was in the early stages of withdrawal. He was experienced, well, I don't know, he might have been a little further along, but anyway, they went through a whole list of symptoms, and asked him, do you have goosebumps? Are you having, the abdominal cramps? Do you have the bone pain, the joint pain? They just went through the whole list, and he was like, yes, 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 yes. He didn't feel well, They got this hooked up and going, and in like 10 or 15 minutes, he's like, I feel great, it blows me away because, I've been through withdrawals myself, but then I've also been a nurse taking care of people going through withdrawals. It is ugly. And this just blows my mind that this works. This is amazing to me. So why have we not heard about this? If it was cleared in 2018, how am I just finding out about this? And the only reason I even found out about it is because somebody posted an article about it last night, yesterday, and I just happened to find it. That was the first thing I could find. But I was trying to figure out, why is this not something that we know about? Why is this not being offered, along with medical assisted treatment? The only things that I can think of are pharmaceutical companies. Maybe they like the money that they are getting from Suboxone and buprenorphine or methadone or any of the MAT drugs that they use. That's the only thing that I can figure. I don't know why, but like I said, I want to know, where can you get this? Are they offering it at any other clinics across the country, or is it just in Louisiana? I don't know. But I'm going to definitely follow up on this and find out what I can. Like, I'm going to be on the phone today and see what I can find out about this, because I think this is really exciting. With just the mess we are in with the opiate crisis right now. That we need this along with all of the other methods. The medical assisted treatment. We need these things because very well that you're just playing Russian roulette anymore with your life if you are taking medications that don't come right from the pharmacy. It's a really scary thing. So I'm really excited about this. And time is it? Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I have got to get out of here really, really quick. I got a call a couple hours ago. My, oh, my daughter-in-law is ill, and our son has got to go to work, and the grand boys need grandma today to take care of them, and so I've got to go get them. So I've got to duck out of here, and so I apologize for only being on for half an hour. But I do need to scoot. But if you guys want to stay here in the chat, as long as if you guys are still here talking to each other in the chat, it will stay up until everybody leaves. So, I can check out, but you can stay as long as you want. And again, I apologize, guys, but I do need to scoot. But this is exciting stuff. I think this is awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will be following up on this. This is exciting stuff. But you guys have a great day. I love you. Hang in there.